engines, from small chainsaws to big old trucks. They got them all. Well, except the new electric stuff, like chainsaws and big old trucks. Just kidding, Elon Musk, we love you. They all work, but how? To understand engines, we have to go back to the year 1864 when Nicholas Otto invented the first gas-powered engine. One day, he just walked into his house and he's like, whoa man, I got all this stuff to do and I got all this gas laying around, man. I wish I could just like use this stuff to turn some gears and make some mechanical energy, man. Then, boom, he came up with the engine. Through years of modifications, we got to our modern day car engine. But from car engine sizes like 2.3 liter to cams to V6 versus V8, it's a lot to take in. So let's start off with cylinders. Cylinders are cylindrical tubes inside of the engine. Car engines will usually have a minimum of 3 cylinders, such as the 1.0 liter in the Geo Metro. These engines are good for gas mileage, and that's why you see people getting 40 to 50 miles to the gallon. However, they're not good for power. We have engines like the V12 6.5 liter engine in the Lamborghini Murcielago, and to this day, it is still one of the best engines in the whole world. Think of an engine like a giant pump. So what do you need to make fire? You need a gas source, an air source, pressure, and a heat source. On the downstroke, your engine will pull air into your engine through the intake manifold, and it will slowly compress that air with the piston. Right before the piston hits the top of the head, what will happen is the spark plug will make a spark and introduce the gas. And then this is what causes the explosion. This is happening thousands and thousands of times per minute in your engine. After the combustion takes place, the combustion will exhaust its fumes through your exhaust. So using this theory, if we can put more gas and more air into an engine, that means we can get more power. And that's where we come into the factor with turbos, cold air intakes, bigger injectors, tunes, and that's why all that stuff is made available today so people can soup out their cars and make faster cars. And then this brings me to my next point. What are cams? Cams in an engine are teardrop shaped. They're like lobes pretty much, and there's multiple of them in every engine. So the smaller your cams are, the shorter amount of time that your engine will stay open for. So if you have a small cam like in the Geo Metro, it will let a little bit of gas in and a little bit of air, and it'll burn it all and make sure that there's nothing left. However, in these big engines, they have big injectors, so you're putting more air into them, more gas and everything. Using those bigger cams, you can leave the exhaust valves open for longer so you can introduce more air. So using this is how we make small engines like Honda Civics push 400 or 500 power. What people are doing is they're taking it out, they're putting new pistons and rings into them to get better compression ratios. We're throwing bigger injectors to introduce more gasoline, and then we're adding more air into it, and that's why you see people using, and that adds air to it. And that's why we see people using turbos, cold air intakes to increase the airflow inside of their engine. That's why in big V8s, since the cams are bigger, that's why we hear that lug sound, that very gurgly sound from V8s. It's because they have too much gas and too much oxygen to stay running smoothly. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please comment and subscribe and like, and then I'll see you guys in the next week's episode on how do turbos work.